As a woodworker, whether a beginner or a long-time woodworker, you always find a reason to keep scraps of wood, hoping you will find something to do with it later. Just like this little piece that I'm cutting off a makeshift flip top for my belt sander. Well, in today's project, I'll show you how you can turn some of those scrap pieces of wood into something really nice, as you saw in the start of the video. Also, if you missed a simple one that I did that is showing on the right of the screen there, I'll put a link to that in the description as well as in the card on the top right hand corner. So check that out when you finish watching this one. So the idea for today's project comes from a previous project that I did 3 weeks ago, where I did a single version of these. And so I just thought, you know what, how about making different shapes and combining them into one. So that's what we're doing here in this video. So as you can see, I made a quick sketch on a piece of paper, and then I'm going to transfer the outline of those onto the scrap pieces of 2x4 there for the different shapes. Now with all the squares cut, it was time to drill the holes, but I started off with a test just to make sure I have the exact diameter for the tubes that will hold all the plant branches. At this point, I want to quickly remind you that all you need is a little bit of faith and some action. To save up some time, I doubled up the squares there and tried to drill 2 at a time, or clamp and drill 2 at a time rather than 1 at a time. And here's a quick tip. I figured out I can use a trash bag there to capture or collect most of the shavings from the spade bit. So just using a piece of tape and holding the trash bag did help to capture most of the shavings, and then whatever was left, which was very small compared to not having a trash bag, and it saved some time. And now, using halfway or midway of each one of the squares, I'm marking where the final cuts will be made. And now to cut out the final shapes, I'm just using a bandsaw. It is possible to use a table saw to do this, but I thought it would be a lot easier and much safer to use a bandsaw to do this. If you have a family member or friend who you think might like this video, please share it with them. Thank you. And I'm going to use a longer piece of scrap 2x4 to attach all of the cut pieces onto. I'm cutting off the edges so I have straight edges, but you can leave the rounded edges as it is. I just wanted to add some character since all of the shapes are actually angles and not rounded edges. At this point, I want to quickly remind you that all you need is a little bit of faith and some action. And to fasten all the shapes to the back of board, I'm using Starbond medium. It dries or hardens in about 13 to 15 seconds. And as you can see there, I'm using a small piece of 3/4 material to space the shapes on the board there. And in no time at all, it's all dried up. And this step I should have done before attaching the pieces to the board there, but they're not going anywhere. It's a very strong bond. And so I'm just going to add the mounting hardware so that I can hang it on the wall. To hang it on the wall, you can just use a piece of masking tape, just lay it over the mounting hardware and mark the 2 spots where the push pin or nail that you'll be using to hang it on the wall will be inserted into, and then you can just transfer that onto the wall. I then used a level to make sure that both pins are on a straight line. And that's it for this video, my friends. I hope this was valuable to you. If it was, click on the like button and share it with somebody else. Until the next video, I hope you'll have a tangible experience of God's love today. Take care and God bless. Now you can either watch one of the videos showing on your screen or click on the card on the top right hand corner to watch another one like this.